Robert García rompe el silencio. La verdad sobre la derrota del Rayo Valenzuela. La pelea dejó muchas dudas y ahora su entrenador, Robert García, ha decidido hablar claro. ¿Qué pasó con el Rayo Valenzuela? ¿Por qué no pudo llevarse la victoria? El combate entre Gary Antoine Roussel y José Rayo Valenzuela. Desde el primer asalto, Roussel impuso su ritmo, superando en volumen de golpes y trabajo al mexicano-americano, le propinó una paliza a Rayo, dominando la mayor parte de los rounds. Sin embargo, la pelea no fue tan sencilla como algunos piensan. Aunque los jueces dieron una decisión unánime a favor de Roussel, la realidad es que Valenzuela resistió y conectó golpes importantes, manteniendo la pelea reñida hasta el final. A pesar de su esfuerzo, no logró verse como el mismo peleador que destronó al Pitbull Cruz, lo que dejó muchas incógnitas sobre su desempeño. Ahora, Robert García ha hablado y revela detalles cruciales sobre lo que realmente ocurrió con su boxeador. Hubo problemas en la preparación. Fue un mal planteamiento de pelea. Vamos a escuchar sus declaraciones y descubrir qué pasó realmente en esta batalla.
Yeah, but you kind of did that already, so let's move on to the co-main event, and Rayo versus Russell, and camp-wise, everything. I know Mikey said he was looking good, he was looking great and everything. What happened that Rayo just couldn't adjust?
It's crazy because sometimes you have the worst training camp and then you go out there and perform very well. You have the best training camp and you go out there and can't perform. And that was the case with Rayo. He had a great fucking training camp. His sparring sessions were unbelievable. We had some young fucking fighters sparring with him that are really good fighters, undefeated fighters, and Rayo was looking so good throughout training camp. My dad was so fucking excited about his training camp. Mikey, like you said, everybody, we were all excited because he fucking had a great training camp, great sparring, and then when the bell rings, it just didn't happen. When he had a much better training camp than when he fought Pitbull Cruz. There was a lot of times in sparring sessions with when he was getting ready for Pitbull Cruz where we're like, God damn, it's not going to be an easy fight. But he went out there and performed, and look, had a great performance and became champion. But it's just one of those nights where it wasn't his night. Just couldn't let go, couldn't get off. Plus, no excuses. Russell came out beast mode, kept going, kept throwing punches. Didn't let Rayo adjust. Didn't let Rayo figure him out. That fucker just kept coming from round one to the end. Never stopped throwing punches. Never stopped doing his job. And congratulations to him. There's no excuses. That guy was better than us. Saturday night.
Do you feel, as his trainer, that Rayo should ask for a rematch and get back in there against Russell to try to get his belt back, or do you think he should work his way back up?
The thing is that I'm not. It's not something that I'm making up. When Rayo got that fight, we did tell him, why that fight, Rayo? Why the Russells have always been great fighters, man. An Olympian, all wins by knockout. Could have been somebody else, and they told me it's him or nobody else. He said they forced him to fight him, and then he says they didn't even let me get a rematch clause. You're the champion. It's your voluntary title defense. He should have been allowed to get a rematch clause. Everybody does. Pitbull had a rematch clause. What's his name? Gallo Estrada had a rematch clause. Pitbull didn't want to do it. Rayo didn't want to do it. Gallo Estrada didn't want to do it, so that's their decision.
Yeah.
But I don't. With Rayo, he told us. They told me I'm not allowed to get a rematch clause. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I really can't say much. He signed the contract, so there's nothing we could do now. He signed the contract, but he should have at least had a rematch clause in the contract. But I think they told him, nope, there's no rematch clause. So now there's nothing we could do. Just bounce back and come back, maybe start all over again.
From this past weekend to the weekend prior, you had a great time. Saudi Arabia.
Part of boxing, man.
Virgil
the weekend before that, we had Duarte
and Virgil.
Duarte here in Anaheim, and then I flew to Saudi with Virgil. This is the third week back to back, and we lose a fight. It's just the way boxing is. There's no excuses. Russell was better than us that Saturday night. Russell, like I told you, man, they're great people, great family. I went to the locker room for the wraps and the gloves, and they were great to meet his brothers. You know, they lost their dad not too long ago, and you know, can't say I'm happy because they beat us. Obviously, but I'm happy for him. Honestly, he deserves it. You know, they've been in boxing their whole life. The brothers, all brothers are boxers. They've all been, you know, they've always been. They never, since the amateurs, I've never seen anything negative about them. They never said anything negative about me. So, you know, I don't wish him bad. I wish him good, and he's a world champion now. So, you know, hopefully he defends that title with pride.
Pregunta del día. ¿Creen que el Rayo Valenzuela podrá recuperarse de esta derrota y volver más fuerte? ¿O fue esta pelea una prueba de que aún le falta para llegar a la cima? Deja tu opinión en los comentarios y únete a la discusión. No olvides, suscríbete al canal y activa la campanita para que no te pierdas las próximas noticias y análisis del mundo del boxeo. Nos vemos en el próximo video.